Hey y'all, it's your girl Blue, and I'm back with another video. So, I made a chicken pot pie last night, and a lot of people asking me for the recipe. So I said, let me go and drop a video and share with y'all this delicious recipe for this chicken pot pie because it's getting cold, it's finna be the holidays, and you could really impress your family with this delicious, quick dish. Let's get it. So, get you some puff pastries, get you some Kerrygold butter. Kerrygold garlic and herb is the best butter to use for this recipe because it's going to bring out the flavors in your ingredients. Okay, I showed you the whole stick, but I'm only gonna use that little small stick over to the left for my recipe. I just wanted to show you the whole stick, so when you go to the store, you'll be able to find it. You can use any puff pastries you want, but I shop at Kroger, and this is the one they have. You're also gonna need some heavy whipping cream, just so you can make your pot pie nice and creamy, okay? As you can see, when we go over, we got our vegetables. I got one red potato, I got a celery, I got garlic, I got some broccoli, and I got some carrots. I'm gonna chop those up real good. That's gonna be in our dish. Also, I got a yellow onion. I got some Better Than Bouillon. Do not knock it till you try it, baby. That Better Than Bouillon gonna have you licking your fingers. We got the onion, garlic, and the black pepper. And I got these cute little bowls because I didn't want to put it in a pan. Oh, don't forget your water. Now, as far as the chicken, I grilled this chicken yesterday. You can use chicken already made, but I promise you, when you grill your own chicken, it's going to taste better. Now, if you don't want to use those little bowls, you can get a pan like this and make your pot pie in as well. I just like the bowls because I'm extra like that. So, of course, I'm going to rinse my vegetables real good. I always rinse your vegetables real good before you chop them up, okay? I'm going to steam my broccoli. Steam that broccoli, and I'm going to steam it for about 25 minutes to make sure it's tender. So here go all my chopped vegetables. I got my carrots, I got my garlic, I got my potatoes, I got my yellow onion, and I have my celery. Do not use a sweet onion, y'all. Use a yellow onion, okay? Mark my word. So let's start off. We're gonna melt the butter in the pan real good. And like I said, I'm just using that little piece of butter that I had. It's probably about a 1/4 cup of butter. I don't measure anything, which is why I did this video instead of trying to type out a recipe to people so they could see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my potatoes first because the potatoes are gonna take a little bit longer to soften up. So we're gonna start out with those first. We're gonna get them nice and buttery in a skillet, and we're gonna cook them for about 10 to 15 minutes to make sure they're nice and they're getting translucent. I think that's the right word that I'm supposed to be using. And I do have my stovetop set on 5, which is about a medium heat. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to just stir those up, get them nice and buttery before I start to add my other vegetables. And as you can see, I have not added any seasoning as of yet, okay? So if you're going to try this recipe, please follow this step by step. All right. So the potatoes have been cooking now for about, probably about 13 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to give them another nice stir. Then I'm going to go ahead and get ready to add my other vegetables. Okay, because now we want everything cooking together. All right. Now, I'm only cooking for 2 people. So depending on how many people you're cooking for is going to depend really on how many of these ingredients that you actually need. but I'm only cooking for 2 of us, so that's why you just see very little of everything. Okay, check on my broccoli over here. Y'all see that? And you just gonna mix it all together because you want everything to cook thoroughly, okay? And you want everything to cook equally as well. Y'all, I can't wait till some of y'all try this recipe. It's so fire. All right, so I'm gonna go in with some onion powder. Season to your own liking. Okay, you see how much I use, but season to your own liking. All right, we got the garlic powder. And the reason I'm not using a lot is because I do have the Better Than Bouillon, which is also seasoned. So I don't want to over season my stuff. Okay. So we got that black pepper we gonna sprinkle up in there just like that. And again, you see I cooked everything a little bit first before I started adding my seasoning because I didn't want to cook my seasoning out. Okay, so it's okay to start cooking first and then come behind and add your seasoning. And then I'm just gonna mix everything up, get all the flavors going. Oh, I wish y'all could smell it through the phone. It smells so good, y'all. So I'm gonna let that cook while I cut this chicken up. Again, I made this chicken yesterday. Now you could buy a chicken from the refrigerator, Lord. You could buy a chicken from the store that's already made. You could boil your chicken however you want to cook your chicken. Me, I just prefer to take a nice skillet and skillet my chicken up so it can have like a little burn on it. Okay, that's what I prefer. But you could use whatever type of chicken you want. If you want to go buy some chicken, if you want to make it, if you want to boil it, that is your decision. But I'm taking this chicken and I'm cubing it up. You could shred it, you could chop it, you could do whatever you want. Okay, I'm just showing you the basics. So here's the puff pastries. These are in the frozen section. So you do want to leave them sitting out the day that you're going to actually make your pot pie so they could be soft. Okay. And what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to cut round pieces out so I could go ahead and start lining my bowl. Those little cute little bowls y'all saw. Y'all, I'm just extra like that. I like little cute little stuff, And so that's why I got those bowls. Okay. Yes, these right here. And it's just enough. It's enough for one person. You ain't got to worry about trying to cut, none of that. So I'm going to baste these bowls with a little butter. So that way, when they cook, the pastry will not stick to the bowl. When you eating it, and y'all gonna see when you eating it, it's just gonna come right off. So you ain't gotta worry about when it cook. You ain't gotta worry about it sticking to the bowl. So make sure you add either use some Pam, butter, a little oil, whatever you need. Okay. And right here, this is where I'm just using this little old bowl to cut out the bottom part of my pot pie. I was raised with my grandma, and I always watched her get a cup or something and cut out her little, biscuits and stuff with her cup. So, hey, we gonna compromise around here. All right, so that's the bottom part. Okay. And then as you see, it's going to be some left over. And I don't have my rolling pan. I guess when I moved, I must have left it. So we gonna compromise, okay? It's okay to compromise sometimes. It is okay. All right. So we just gonna flatten this out. Now this is going to be the top of one of my pot pies, okay? And these are puff pastries, and they call puff pastries for a reason, because when you bake them, they puff up. I forgot to tell y'all, you're gonna need a little flour, like a spoonful of flour. I use Spelt flour, and it is so good, but you can use whatever flour that you want to use. You choose. You don't need a lot, okay? And also, since I have broccoli and chicken, I'm gonna put a little cheese in my pot pie. I know typically people don't put cheese, but I am. This my recipe, y'all. Don't knock it till you try it. Okay, so you're gonna go in with a little better than bouillon. I'll say a spoonful will be good for this amount. Again, depending on how many people you're cooking for, you just gotta kind of eyeball and measure and, test it out. I don't know how to measure stuff. I do, but I ain't got time for that. So you see, I added the better than bouillon, and I'm slowly adding in my water. This was, I want to say, a 4th cup of water, but I'm just going to slowly add it in so I can make sure it's not watery. Okay. And then I'm going to also add in my heavy whipping cream. Now, total, you probably use like a 1/4 of a cup, but as you can see, I'm slowly adding it in. And that's just so I can gauge it and see, about how much I'm going to use. The flour is actually going to thicken it up. So that's why you want to go in with your water and your heavy whipping cream. Because once you add your flour, it's going to kind of like make a roux per se, if you know what a roux is. So the flour is going to thicken it up. All right. So that's 1 spoonful, and then a little bit. I didn't use all that. Y'all, listen. Your girl she from the hood. I watched my grandma cook, and I never saw her measure anything. She just cooked, added stuff, tasted, took away, added, Hey, it is what it is. But that's why I did a video instead of trying to write down instructions. Because, I'm a visual person. And so I'm able to look and see instead of, reading things. All right. So that's the rest of the water. And as you can see, I just added it in gradually. Okay. Now you're going to stir that all up. Make sure you get that flour nice and incorporated. And this is why I don't like to use white flour. The Spelt flour, it goes really, really good with this dish. And it actually goes good with a whole lot of dishes. So try the Spelt flour. And guess what? It's a lot healthier than the white flour. Like I told y'all, these meals don't be real healthy, but we gonna use as many healthy ingredients as possible. All right, so I'm gonna add my steamed broccoli, and I'm just gonna drop it in there whole, but as I stir it, I'm gonna break it down, and y'all gonna see that. Yes, Lord, try this recipe. Your family is gonna be like, what? This is bussin'. Especially if you put it in them cute little bowls and serve it up to them. They gonna be like, okay, you fancy. You is fancy. All right, so we got our broccoli added. Okay. And then we gonna mix that up a little bit. And then we're gonna go in with our chopped chicken or whatever type of chicken that you use. You can also use beef. They have beef pot pies. They have turkey pot pies. You can use mushrooms if you want to do a veggie pot pie. Have fun with it. I'm just showing you the base on how to do it. All right. So we got all that mixed in real good. We're going to mix all that up. And then after that, we're going to drop a little bit of cheese in there. Everybody like cheese. I don't eat a lot of cheese, but my husband, he loves cheese. And the cheese really does make this recipe taste good. Now, if you really want to have some fun with it, put you some rice in there. That's a whole nother video, child. Y'all see it. So this is basically the filling. Okay, this is the filling for our chicken pot pie. You never have to go to Boston Market again and get a chicken pot pie. You never have to get one of them nasty chicken pot pies at the frozen section at the grocery store. And that's actually what made me want to do this recipe, because I wanted a chicken pot pie, and so I had got a I forgot who it was, but baby, they was lacking a lot of seasoning. Okay, but that's neither here nor there. So let's fill these bowls up with this filling, because it's pretty much done. Of course, it's gonna finish cooking in the oven. Okay, so we just gonna fill those up like such. And you could put as much in there as you want. You could put as little in there as you want. But remember, the pastry is going to puff up. So just keep that in mind, okay? Okay, so we just gonna fill all 3 of these bowls up. It smells so good, y'all. I promise, once y'all make this and y'all do it exactly how I showed you, y'all gonna know the smell I'm talking about. It smells so good. So good. Oh, make sure you preheat your oven, okay? Preheat your oven to 400, okay? I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Make sure you preheat your oven to 400. Just gonna distribute these evenly, and then we're gonna add our tops. I'm making a mess. I had to taste that last little bite. It wasn't gonna fit nowhere but in my stomach. Okay, so this is the first one right here, and I'm gonna just take it and flatten it up real good. Okay. All right, and then what we gonna do is we gonna sit that on there like that and like press it in, and then you're gonna roll the excess over the top like a little pie. Yes, sir. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Just like that. What you're gonna do is an egg wash. You're going to egg wash the top of your pastry. That way you'll get that golden, crispy, shiny look that you're gonna see when these are done cooking. Okay, so that's what I have in that clear glass bowl. I just took 1 egg, cracked it, mixed it up real good, just scrambled it real good, and I'm going to take that and wash it over the top of the pastry. Also, take you a knife and cut like a little X so it'll breathe and all your insides can cook thoroughly. Now, I had to baste it with my hand, I ain't gonna lie, so I didn't record that part, but you could get like a nice little brush and baste it, and it's gonna look like this before you put it in the oven. And like I said, that's gonna give it that crispy, golden brown, shiny, delicious look, baby. And we gonna set this timer here for 25 minutes, and we gonna cook it at 400 degrees, baby. And this is how it's going to turn out. Look at that. Look at that. That's like a work of art. And you see how crispy that crust is? Yes, indeed, y'all. Make sure you drop a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and comment down below. Let me know if you tried this recipe. I'm gonna leave everything in the description. Peace, y'all.